Clomiphene citrate is a powerful anti-estrogen belonging to a class of medications known as selective estrogen receptor modulators, or SERMs. Known best as Clomid, this SERM was developed for the purpose of ovarian stimulation in women who have difficulty in becoming pregnant. Clomid is also one of the more popular anti-estrogen medications among anabolic steroid users. It can be effectively used on cycle to protect against estrogenic effects brought on by aromatizing steroids, as well as post-cycle in order to re-stimulate natural testosterone production. As a fertility medication, Clomid's primary purpose is enhancing the release of gonadotropins, specifically luteinizing hormone and follicle-stimulating hormone. This is accomplished by the SERM opposing the negative feedback of estrogens on the hypothalamic-pituitary-ovarian axis. By increasing the gonadotropin release, this can cause the egg to release, thereby leading to a greater chance of conception. For the anabolic steroid user, the effects of Clomiphene citrate can be beneficial in two specific ways, the first being on-cycle protection. When supplementing with aromatizing steroids like testosterone, this can lead to a testosterone to estrogen conversion via the aromatase enzyme. As estrogen levels rise, this can promote gynecomastia and excess water retention. Clomid can offer some protection from such conditions, especially gynecomastia, as it has the ability to inhibit the estrogen hormone from binding to and stimulating the mammary tissue. As for water retention, it doesn't appear to be as effective in controlling this issue, although it can have a positive effect. Keeping steroid doses moderate and consuming a well-planned diet will also help. SERMs are not the most effective tool for combating steroid-induced estrogenic effects. This would belong to aromatase inhibitors. Aromatase inhibitors such as Arimidex actually inhibit the aromatase process from occurring, as well as reduce total serum estrogen levels. Unfortunately, these inhibitors can have a strong negative impact on cholesterol. Estrogen plays an important role in the regulation of cholesterol by supporting greater HDL levels and suppressing LDL levels. When estrogen levels are lowered, this can skew cholesterol levels. Further, the use of anabolic steroids can already play a negative role in cholesterol, potentially leading to a greater problem when combined with an aromatase inhibitor. Then we have compounds like Clomid, which will not have this negative effect on cholesterol. In fact, Clomid, while anti-estrogenic in part, is also estrogenic in the liver. This is beneficial as estrogenic action in the liver will support stronger and healthier cholesterol readings, including both HDL and LDL cholesterol. The effects of Clomid can also be beneficial to the anabolic steroid user post-cycle. The use of anabolic steroids will suppress natural testosterone production. Once the use of all anabolic steroids is complete, there will be very little testosterone present in the body. For this reason, it is important to stimulate production in order to ensure the body has enough testosterone to function properly, preventing a low testosterone condition. If this is not accomplished, cortisol will become the dominant hormone, promoting fat gain and muscle loss. This is the precise reason many steroid users lose a lot of their muscle mass post-cycle. By supplementing with Clomid post-cycle, it will stimulate the pituitary to release LH and FSH, thereby stimulating the testes to produce testosterone. For a truly efficient recovery, the use of Clomid along with Nolvadex and HCG will promote the strongest recovery. The side effects of Clomid are in a general sense few and far between. There are several possible adverse effects, but most will find they are highly unlikely. Most people will tolerate this SERM quite well. Some women, although very few, have experienced ovarian enlargement, but again this is rare. Other possible side effects, again very rare, include headache, nausea, and hot flashes, and in very rare cases uterine bleeding and breast discomfort. There is also a possible issue of visual symptoms. Approximately 1.5% of all those who use Clomid have experienced blurred or hazy vision. There have been a few cases where the vision did not recorrect itself after use was discontinued. This is normally due to extremely long, high-dose use. If visual disturbances occur, they will normally go away when the SERM is discontinued. If you experience symptoms, it is best to discontinue use immediately and choose another SERM just to be on the safe side. For the purpose of fertility, Clomid is administered every day for 5 days straight, 5 days into the menstrual cycle at 50 mg per day. If the woman does not become pregnant, the dose may increase to 100 mg per day for 5 straight days, again 5 days into the menstrual cycle. This will be repeated 5 to 6 times until pregnant, or alternative treatments may need to be explored. For the anabolic steroid user who is using Clomid as an on-cycle protectant against estrogenic side effects, 50 mg per day should suffice. If this does not work, it is unlikely any amount of Clomid will work and adjustments to the cycle will need to be made. More than likely, this will mean the use of an aromatase inhibitor. For the purpose of post-cycle therapy, generally 4 to 6 weeks of use is recommended at a dose of 50 to 150 mg per day. A starting dose of 100 to 150 mg per day for a week or two is more than enough, and then dropping by 50 mg the consecutive week, and then another 50 mg if starting at 150 mg. Clomid is widely available on the pharmaceutical and black markets. This is not a controlled substance in the U.S., but it is a prescription drug, making a black market purchase illegal. However, many have increasingly begun to purchase this SERM and other related items from research chemical labs. Such labs are legally allowed to sell such items as long as it's for research only. You do not need a prescription, a loophole in the law to say the least. If this is not an option, nearly all anabolic steroid suppliers carry Clomid, but you must understand the laws it pertains to where you live before you make a purchase. In some cases, if you need a prescription, you will find a legal prescription for Clomid is not all that hard to get.
For more information, please visit steroid.com, the world's most visited anabolic website.